Right, next little recipe for you is some twice baked jacket potatoes. We had jacket potatoes last night, and just to give you an idea of the size of the potatoes that we managed to get hold of, they were huge. So what I did was I cooked the extra potatoes that I knew we didn't need, but because they took so long in the cooker, I didn't want to waste the cooker again to cook them from scratch. So I've taken them, they've been cooked, they went into the fridge last night, were covered over and placed in the fridge. Oh, that one doesn't look too great on the inside. We're going to turn these into twice baked jacket potatoes. So I've cut this one in half. This one's already been cut in half because we did manage half of that potato. They've been cooked, so no need to re-cook them or anything other than just to warm them up with the ingredients we're going to add to them. To these then, we're going to add about 3 tablespoons of grated cheese. And then because I've got it at home and it was needed using up, I had 3 rashers of bacon that I just have cooked and just chopped up into small pieces. It is cooked bacon. Alright. I'm going to then take these jacket potatoes, and actually I don't like the look of this little bit here, so I'm going to take that bit out of the potato. And on the other half as well that looks a little bit like that. Try and get rid of as much of that as possible. A little bit on that side there, which I might be able to get out in a minute. So the rest of your potatoes you're going to scoop out into a mixing bowl. It is a case of just trying to go as close to the skin of the potato as you can, but not going through the skin, because you want that to act as like a little boat that you're going to be stuffing. There's that one, and this one here, same again. I don't know why I've always found a soup spoon, because it's so rounded, which I think this is officially a soup spoon, I find they work really well at getting inside jacket potato halves. So I use this quite often for this. I see a little bit of that bad bit potato, I'm going to take that out, okay. Yeah. And the same on this one looks a little bit more sorry for itself, so I'm going to try carefully to get this one open, but he might be interesting to stuff in a minute. So there's the potato there. Now I'm going to take this potato, if you've got a potato masher, do use it, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to use a fork and just mash this potato down a little bit. What I'm looking to do is to not have the potato sticking together so much, it's a bit like a mash. It's a great way of using up spare jacket potatoes. Also an easy potato dish for you to do alongside your dinner. So, into that then, I'm going to put the cheese, and then I'm also going to add the bacon and just stir that in. Trying to make sure that the cheese bacon isn't all in one place, so that everybody will get a little bit of cheese and bacon in with their potato. Then I'm going to take the same spoon I used earlier and just refill these potatoes. Now, because potatoes are quite a high proportion of water, by the time you take out the flesh, it's not very tightly packed in there, the flesh, so when you try and put it back in, you kind of make it a bit clumpier, it sticks together more. Even though you've added bacon and you've added cheese, you will find that they don't quite go back to the top of the jacket potato, and that's fine. Saying that, this now will prove me wrong and go right to the very top. And I'm just pressing them down a little bit so that they stay in there. So that's 2. And the third one. Yeah, it's going to prove me wrong. Lovely. In which case I can then press these down a little bit more. first one I didn't feel very full, so I'm going to put a little bit more in that one and also press it down a bit. And then that will use up the remainder of this mix. These then I'm going to put onto a baking sheet, and I'm going to put them in when the rest of the dinner is cooking tonight. Inevitably that means probably it will be about 180 fan, gas mark 5-ish, but if it's a little bit warmer you could always let them cook for 10 minutes and then cover them with tin foil for the rest of the time they're in there. These potatoes are huge. I would probably say that these will need about 20 minutes to come back to the right temperature to heat all the way through. So these are just going to go into a baking tray, which is going to be interesting because they're going to want to fall over, so I'm going to try and make sure they stick in there quite nicely. Then they'll go into the oven, like I say, gas mark 5, 180 fan for about 20 minutes. If they start looking too brown on the top or dinner's not quite ready and they're looking good, then just cover them with some tin foil and leave them in the oven just so that they don't go any browner. Thank you very much.